Division wins are always big. This one just keeps us in the race. Big game next week puts us in position to make a jump next week. So put us in a good spot.
You obviously reached out to Vaughn back in March. Is it plays like that today, the game-changing plays that can completely shift the division game?
Yeah, I've seen Vaughn make that exact play countless times. Saved a game in New England doing that same thing. You know, that's kind of guy that Vaughn is. He's never going to quit. He hit some adversity this year and battles through it and makes game-changing plays for us. So he's everything that you could ask for in a veteran guy that young guys can look up to.
How important was that in that moment against that opponent, not going down 7-0 and being able to flip it on?
That's huge, especially the way they like to play defense. You know, their rush is really good, and if you get behind on them, it could be a long day. And then we go down the field and score a touchdown. That was a big-time momentum swing.
Given all the adversity you guys have faced as a team this year, how does it feel for you to be sitting here knowing, I mean, you just said next week's a huge game, but, I mean, you guys are still giving yourselves a chance to make the postseason?
Yeah, it feels good to play in big games. That's why we do what we do. That's why we work so hard. You know, everything that I do in the off season is to put myself in the best position to play great at the end of the year in these big games coming up. So it's exciting to still be in it. Guys work really hard, coaches work really hard, so it's nice to rattle off a couple wins here.
The defense has taken a lot of heat this season, but in the second half when you needed them, it seemed like they really stepped up. What does that do for you and the whole team's confidence going into this important stretch down the end?
Yeah, number one, it's great to see them make plays. You know, I thought the defensive line was so disruptive today. We had some young guys really step up and make big-time plays. McKinley Jackson, first sack. Chris Jenkins, 2 sacks. Joseph Osai, all over the place. I'm not sure. I think he had 1. And then Trey, obviously, all around the ball. So that was great to see. And as a quarterback, when you see that, you start to play the game a little differently. You know, you're not going to quite extend as much. Maybe you take a sack where in a different spot you try to extend or try to get the ball to somebody, and you know you feel confident trying to protect the ball in those situations when your defense is playing like that.
When you look at how the season has gone for you guys in terms of margin for error in games that you've won and the games that you've lost, what is the common denominator that you've noticed during the week that's led you guys to be able to win when you have that you need to have next week to beat the Broncos?
You know, we've had great energy in practice. Guys flying around, dancing, very vocal. Practice has been fun the last couple of weeks, and I think it really starts with the defense. The DBs are always bringing great energy at practice, and you know that's not really my personality. I'm more of a, you know, what do I have to do on this play, trying to get motions and shifts and trying to operate. And so when you're in practice and you feel your DBs and your defense flying around, being vocal, making plays, makes practice fun.
Have you ever thrown a touchdown pass falling flat in your face?
That one was crazy. That one was crazy. No, I have not. My brother sent me a picture of it after the game. I might have to post that one.
I mean, it looked like you were even amazed when you get up.
I was parallel. I don't know how I threw it. But that one was pretty cool.
Can you walk us through your thought process, kind of how that play was unfolding and kind of how you can just walk us through how that all unraveled?
Yeah, they doubled Jamar on the front side of the play. So I got backside to Mike. He was on a little crosser route, and then I just felt the lane up, and I didn't pick my feet up good enough and got tripped up by somebody's feet. So I needed to do a better job of just picking my feet up in pocket, but was able to. I don't know how T got so open. I'll have to see it on tape, but he obviously ran a great route and saw him open enough to try that throw and was able to execute it.
At what point when you were falling down and were you did you realize that T was still like open and like you were still kind of getting the passer?
I saw him as I was starting to move up in the pocket, and then as I was falling down, I was like, just got to try to get it to him any way that I can. I thought my knee might be down because I'd never been in that position throwing a football before, but was able to keep it up.
When a guy says you just did what nobody else ever did, 250 yards and 3 touchdowns, nobody's ever done that in this big game. I mean, what's that make you think?
I worked really hard for this. You know, I put a lot into going out and playing well on Sundays, and when you get records and when you make big time plays, you know, I'm trying to get better at appreciating those and being excited about that. You know, that hasn't really been who I am, but you know, I think if I want to have the longevity that I want to, I need to appreciate and be excited about things like that. So that's exciting for me.
Speaking of touchdown passes in 7 straight games, not a whole lot of people. Brady's got 10 in a row. Peyton Manning's got 8. You're one of like 3 other guys, I think, that have 7. I mean, what does that kind of production mean to you?
Putting us in a good position to win games. You know, you want to put points up on the board. You want to score touchdowns, and the more that I can do that, the better off our team will be.
What do you mean by longevity? Like in terms of the stats and all that, you have to appreciate what is longevity?
I want to play for a long time, and you know, this is a tough physical game that can break you down, and you know, I just need to flip my mindset a little bit and enjoy little things here and there to enjoy this a little more and have more fun.
That being said, you haven't really talked much about the playoffs over the course of the year. Now, with 3 straight wins, 2 weeks left, does it feel, are you allowing yourself to think of maybe there's a chance y'all do sneak in?
We just got to win this week and go from there. That's what we got to do from here on out. Try to let everything else play out, but you know, we just got to go take care of business, take care of what we can control, and you know, see where we stand.
We haven't had a chance to talk to you since the offensive lineman told us your Christmas gift to them. Can you tell us a little bit about how you came up with the idea to give them the swords?
Well, they wanted guns. And I was like, I don't know about guns, guys. And so I was in the weapon mindset, and I was like, what's a cool weapon? And samurai swords, I think, are pretty dang cool. And Nicole, she works for me, and she was able to go and find them for me. So she did a great job finding the best ones out there. So I think guys were excited about it.
You brought up records a little while ago. Jamar went over 1,500 yards with that last touchdown. Did you guys know where he was at the yardage total for the season on the sideline before that last possession?
We did not. He didn't want to even go out there for that play. You know, he wanted to put somebody else in, and I guess Troy convinced him to go out there and, you know, hopefully get a touchdown. We were able to convert on it. I was a little late to him, but he did a great job of adjusting to the back shoulder throw and just continues to make plays.
Was that, I mean, you've been trying, it seems like you've been trying all year to get a free play like that. And your eyes must have lit up when you saw it. I mean, was that just, I mean, what do you do at that point? Is he running the same route, or?
Yeah, we just try to get down the field and give our guys a chance. We've been able to get a couple of those, you know, I think we've had one the last 4 or 5 weeks that works out that way. I always try to find a flag, but I knew they jumped on that one. We've had a couple where we got the flag, but I wasn't able to find it, and so it turns into like a little extended scramble drill. But we've been pretty efficient in noticing, you know, when they're subbing, and also getting guys to jump off sides. So we've been pretty good at that.
Was there any conversation with the official when Miles had you down on the sideline?
It's always hard for me to tell where I am in that spot. Personally, I didn't feel like it was late. I haven't seen the clip. I could be wrong, but I wasn't impressed about that one.
As far as cadence goes, how big was it on the 1 yard line to get them to jump?
Yeah, that was kind of started off the drive great. You know, in that spot, you try to just, you know, we were just going to sneak it and get out of there, but was able to mix up the cadence on them and got him to jump, and so it got us some space so we could call some plays.
It seems like you have a lot of confidence with Andre Yosevach in the red zone. It dates back into last year. Why is that?
He just continues to make plays in scramble drill situations, and you know, teams are going to continue to double team Jamar, and now we have guys like Andre and Mike that just go and win for us. And those guys have been so valuable for us in those situations this year. And Andre, from the day that he got here, worked really hard, but where he excels is scramble drill situations and breaking off his route and understanding where I'm at. That's a big part of his game.
Joe, what do you appreciate most about Javon?
Just how consistent he is, week in and week out, day in and day out. Never misses a practice. We get our reps in full speed every single week to try to get better, and he's been that way since I've known him. That's why he's so great, because of how he practices, how he works, and his discipline. I think he's a great guy for young guys to come into this building to watch him go to work every single day and learn from and take a lot from him.
Did the Canes get Jack?
It seems like this team's had a back against the wall kind of all season. 3 straight wins now. What does it say about the resilience of this group here?
Yeah, we're fighting, we're battling. Expected nothing less from us. You know, there's been a lot of adversity this year, and it's been tough. It's been real tough, but it's been nice to rattle off a couple wins here, get some positive momentum going, and seeing some young guys make some big-time plays. We got to keep that going.
Did the cadence help you with this last few plays to get him to jump?
Yeah, we were able to get him there too.
After Miles got his 100th sack, you called the timeout. It looked like you said a little something to him. I'm just curious if that was what that was you said to him.
Oh, I didn't know he had his 100th sack. I just saw a blitz coming that I didn't feel great about, so I called a little timeout, and then they brought the same blitz that I saw coming, but from a different look, and I didn't see it coming that time, so that wasn't great.
So what do you think of your performance of the 2 top tackles that had to play your number 1, number 2 tackle are down, you know, and you got 2 other guys out there? How do they hold up for you?
Yeah, I thought they did an admirable job. Cody is always consistent. Cody does a great job. He's blocking Myles Garrett all day. He got one sack. I'm not sure if he got more than that, but I thought Cody did an unbelievable job on him all day. And then, you know, you saw Devin come in last week and play really well for us, and then now he has to go in at right tackle, and he's always ready for his opportunity too. So I think those guys, it's got to be tough when you're just sitting on the sideline in cold weather, not expecting to go in, and then all of a sudden you get thrown in there, and now you got to go block an edge rusher who's been warm all day, frothing at the mouth, trying to get a sack. And so I wouldn't want to be in that position, but I think they do a good job.
When you guys hit the valley a little bit on offense, there was a stretch there for a while. Was it that big? Was that as much a part of it? Was that when you were talking about that the game was such that, you know, you were going to be careful and not overdo it?
Yeah, they were doing a good job up front getting home. They were sticky in coverage in those spots too, and you know, our defense is playing so well. You just try to take care of the ball in those situations to get it back to them and let our defense keep making plays.
I mean, you got to win divisional games to be able to do things you want to do in this league, and didn't really look at it like that. Just looked at this was an important win, divisional win, and it's a tough team. You know, I don't care what the record says. They're well coached. They got great players. They don't give you anything easy, and so our guys earned that victory today.
Zac, Vaughn's had his snaps taken as the season's gone along. What was the significance of him maybe making that?
Enormous. I mean, you just look at it, he's a pro, and I've said that up here every year he's been here, and so just does his job, continues to bring energy, continues to lift up the team, continues to wait for the moment that he's going to be in the game and can affect it. He's got tremendous energy on the sidelines, helping guys with his prep and his study. So very appropriate that in a moment, really, that could have turned the game in a tough way for us early on and given them some life and some momentum. Got the ball out, recovered it. Very appropriate that was Von Bell.
The significance of that, given what you said about the Browns, knowing how they play, how it's going to be tough to flip the momentum.
Yeah, it's the game right there. I mean, not necessarily, but there's a good chance that you're fighting uphill the rest of the way, and it's a 14-point swing. You know, it not only did it take the life out of them a little bit, getting that stop on the 1-yard line, getting the ball, but then going 99 on a great defense, you know, gave us a lot of confidence and set the tone for the game.
Is Amarius Mims' ankle injury something you think will be a long-term injury?
I mean, I don't know that. I think it was kind of hit or miss whether he could go back in there, and so we'll see where he's at tomorrow.
How when he did go down, how did that change what you guys could do or what you wanted to call?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a great front. It's a great defense. So, yeah, when you lose a starting lineman, that affects you.
9 takeaways the last 2 weeks by the defense. Does it feel like they're starting to turn?
Yeah,
the
they come in
corner
bunches,
right now?
and you get that confidence, and, we're always tips and overthrows. We got to get those. That's the saying that comes up all the time for us. And how many times do you see the ball get tipped, and we got them or got close to getting them the last 2 weeks? And we got to keep playing that way, really 3 weeks, as I think back to Dallas. So the guys have done a great job having confidence on that side of the ball and getting us extra possessions on offense.
What stood out about the secondary, especially?
Good next. They're playing sticky and covered. There's nothing easy that's coming their way. There were some contested throws that they made and caught. Credit to them. It's a good team out there doing that stuff, and there was a lot of guys that were in great spots competing and knocking balls down and making it difficult for them. So loved the pressure we were getting up front and affecting them that way, and loved the coverage we were getting on the back end. Go ahead, Mike.
3 straight wins, first time this year. What's the significance of that to you at this point?
This is what it's supposed to feel like for us. This is our expectation. And we've just put ourselves in a position to now play some really meaningful games. And this, we didn't want to talk about what was coming up. We wanted to get through. I know how much I respect that team we played today and what they can do to you. And you gotta play the right way. And I thought our guys did. I thought they felt great about the prep all week, felt great about guys being locked in and focused during the game, found a way to get the win, and now we can turn our focus to a short week and the Denver Broncos.
What were the discussions like right before halftime with franchise record length field goal with three barely novas in the Hail Mary?
Yeah, I don't love the Hail Mary in that situation, to be honest with you. And what's going through my mind is Myles Garrett blocking a kick at halftime of the Eagles game, and kind of turning the tide there. And so that's what happens to some of those longer field goals. So you're a little bit torn. It wasn't anything to do with Cade or any of that. That was the direction we felt better kicking a longer distance, take a shot at the end of the half. It's more just the effect that Myles has on some of these blocked kicks in those longer situations and can turn a game. And so, I was fortunate our guys did a good job holding up up front, and Cade knocked it through.
How important were Chase's 91 yards rushing on whatever it was, 18 carries? How important were those?
Yeah, he gave us, especially early in the game, put us in some really manageable situations. I felt like I was calling a lot of second twos and ones and getting a fresh set of downs, which against them, you saw the second half. We were running way too much to get back on track, 3rd and long. That's where they can pin their ears back and make it really difficult for you. So I thought the first half, because of the run game and because of some of the things he was able to do, we were able to stay on schedule and get those 17 points up on the board.
Why do you think y'all been able to respond the way y'all have in the last few weeks to play meaningful football?
Well, I mean, the guys have responded this way all season, really. We've lost some heartbreakers, to be quite frank, and games have just come down to the end, but it doesn't mean that we had a bad football team and we weren't in it. We've been in this, and so now we're just I don't want to say getting our confidence back, because we've had confidence, but we're just making the plays necessary at the critical points in the game to take control of these games. And so that's really what's happened the last 3 weeks, and we've got to continue that.
TV replays appeared to show Marius and Frank in a heated discussion. Anything you're aware of that?
That's football, man. It's not all easy. It's not all. Sometimes you just got to work through that stuff. We're good.
Zac, since 2021, December and January, we talked about this, who this team is, late this season, and got to have it games. As rough as this season has been at times, does it feel like this has always been the identity of this team to win these kind of games when it matters?
Yeah, I mean, I've had belief. You've heard me every week sit up here and talk about the belief I have in this team and what we're capable of. And, it's good. You got a better feeling in your system when you win these last couple games, but we've just got ourselves to a point where now these games really matter. You got a chance to focus on this game and not worry about anything else going on around us and just focus on Denver. And we got to put our best foot forward. We're counting on our crowd. Like, I'm just in disbelief. They just show up every game. I know what our home record is this year, but they show up, they support, they're loud, they give us that extra boost. And now more than ever, we know this is our last regular season game. This is it. And so we're counting on that crowd to show up next Saturday, be as loud as ever, and make this a tough environment for a rookie quarterback and a team coming in here and give our guys the confidence and energy we need to find this win.
How encouraging is it to see the young defensive linemen all kind of contribute, McKinley, Chris, and
we'll take the help from everywhere, and we're getting it from everywhere. And it's great to see. I saw Trey and Osai in the backfield all game. And whether they were getting the sacks or not, they were certainly disruptive and forcing some tough plays. And then you see Chris and McKinley get his first career sack, which is awesome to see. Chris have the 2 he's got. So it's just we're counting on everybody right now, and we're getting that from people.
Why do you think the defense has kind of been clicking the last few weeks, maybe better than it has earlier days?
It's just, again, those guys have confidence, and they're playing together. The communication's been really good, and not giving up a lot of air in there for easy completions and having to make those space plays. And so just been really proud of how they've locked down and focused on all the little details and played together, and it's been good to see.
Joe goes over 4,000 yards on the season today. Jamar breaks his own receiving yards record for a season.
Yeah.
I mean, you've talked about them all year long, but just, how incredible is it to watch those 2 guys?
Yeah, they are incredible. And again, I say this repeatedly, you're just trying to find ways to get the ball in Jamar's hands. You just throw him a little bubble, and he makes a guy miss and gets a face mask, and next thing you know, the ball's inside the 5-yard line. And really, the touchdown at the end is just a free play. We're just working the cadence and got a free play, and so you take the shot there. And so just those 2 have great chemistry, and they keep this thing going and put us in really good positions and make it easy for me.
How big of a weapon has Joe's cadence been? I mean, obviously,
It's the ultimate weapon. I mean, he really is the best in the business. For years, I watched Aaron Rodgers do this to people over and over. On 3rd down, get free plays, and we had 3 or 4 of them last week, and two today. The backed up on the -1 was huge, and then the one that resulted in a touchdown. And so again, it is a weapon. It's part of the reason why our guys struggled last week. Sometimes some young players getting used to that weapon, and that's just part of the process you go through. But everybody's done a great job of understanding how critical it is. It makes everyone's job easier when we can use that, and he did a great job today.